Congress is back in session this week, and LGBT rights tops its agenda.
A deadly train accident Wednesday night occurred on Elmira's south side. Reports say a Norfolk and Southern train hit a person who was walking on the tracks. Authorities have not been able to release any new information yet, but stay with us as we bring you continuing coverage.
The Affordable Care Act, the Defense of Marriage Act. The Supreme Court has taken up a lot of high-profile cases in the past couple of years.
Snowstorm Pax has been the biggest on record yet for 2014, dropping over 3 feet of snow in many regions across the Northeast. We'll show you coming up how this snowstorm has caused many people to rush to the store to grab a shovel and start digging out.
The removal of the scaffolding on the Washington Monument here in D.C. should be cause for celebration, but many people here are not happy about it.
I'm here right outside of the Navy Yard, where the shootings that occurred last week left 12 people dead and more than a dozen wounded. The investigation into the shooting remains ongoing, and the base here is still a crime scene.
Exactly 2 years ago today, the Potomac River flooded this area of Georgetown, affecting these businesses that you see here behind me. But today, these businesses are back open again to patrons.
Across the country, around the world, disbelief was the first reaction.
The JFK assassination dramatically altered the news industry. It is only fitting that the Newseum, the Museum of News here in Washington, is featuring how reporters covered that tragic day 50 years ago.
Here in the Three Shots Were Fired exhibit, we focus on the story of the assassination and specifically how reporters and news media covered that tragic event.
Jonathan Thompson from the museum showed me around the exhibit. As I walked in, a teletype machine from UPI caught my eye. UPI was the first news outlet to report President Kennedy had been shot.
It's really when TV came into age. Before that it had really been newspapers and radio had been the primary means of news gathering.
Thompson showed me his favorite piece in the exhibit, the Bell & Howell 8mm camera Abraham Zapruder was using when he captured Kennedy being shot. There was also a board at the exhibit that asked people for their "Where were you?" moment when Kennedy had been shot, or perhaps during another life-altering event.
Museums are putting on the 100th anniversary. Perhaps someday we'll see some of these in those displays.
You can catch the JFK exhibit at the museum now through January 5th. In Washington, I'm Emily Sporn.
Tonight, one soldier is getting the celebrity treatment, meeting members of Congress and others at the screening of a documentary starring his life is Travis Mills.
You never expected to be here, with all these busy things going on, and now I'm just excited. Just a small town kid, excited to share a story and what his family and everybody's been up to.
And it's quite a story that Mills has to share. In April 2012, he lost his arms and legs in an IED explosion during his third tour of duty in Afghanistan. Mills has been recovering at Walter Reed Medical Center here in Washington, where he was also fitted with prosthetic arms and legs.
Oh, horrible. No, I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking.
It is this sense of humor that first drew the filmmakers into Mills' story.
In the way they tell this story, there's a genuineness about it that anyone could, be really motivated by.
They just hit me up. They're real nice. You check their website out, Photolanthropy. They tell real touching and inspiring stories, and they just wanted to come visit for 10 minutes. And then after one day, they're like, we got a documentary here. Like, we can make something of this. If people get strength or get inspiration from this movie, hey, that's not a bad thing.
Reporting in Washington, Emily Sporn. You might remember Jared Gambrell, a local athletic phenom from Athens, Pennsylvania. Just a couple short years later, his younger siblings, Ariana, Ben, and Brianna Gambrell, have followed in Jared's footsteps and competed in the Keystone Games for track and field. All three siblings competed in the triple jump, long jump, and the 100-meter dash.
Looking forward to going into junior high and high school level, because there's more competition up there, because not a lot of people do track and field, and I've wanted to Brianna.
Brianna won a pair of gold medals in the long jump and triple jump. Ben finished third in the high jump, and Ariana placed fourth in the high jump and fifth in the 100-meter dash.
Jared started track. That's when it all started.
First triple jump ever, he broke the school record.
I've always been looking up to her because she's older and she's accomplished a lot of things at her age. and same with Jared. So I have a lot of people to look up to.
All three look forward to competing again. For WNY HD News, Emily Sporn.